Ooh, all right. We're back. Well, I don't know if it's called back. Whatever the case may be, I'm excited to be back. And I'm looking at a uh only a quarter inch I say maybe quarter empty half glass of wine, so that means we're just getting started. Um,
Exactly.
but welcome to an episode of Sports Talk with a Queer Twist. Some of you all may have noticed there's been some changes, and that's okay. Change is good. Change happens. It's inevitable, and everything. But Glenn is stepping away from the program for a while because he got a lot of uh basically work is really crazy for him right now, and his engagement and wedding planning and etc. So he decided it's best for him to take a break and whatnot, and we respect that and understand. It's real out here in these streets, as all of us know from this week. Um,
We still here and live and kicking. Oh, I have no words. I really have no words, but
right? It's like, technically I'm still here. Technically I'm still alive. Kicking, not quite sure.
yes.
I will, we'll keep it at that. Obviously, there was an election this week, and there are a lot of people who are extremely elated. I surmise that a lot more people, especially the type that listen to this show, um, are experiencing a lot different mixture concoctions of emotions right now. And just know I'm here for you. Um, and this will be the last I speak of it, because this will be not only is this show our queer slice of sports heaven, but it's going to be our getaway, our safe space, and whatnot. So what you're not going to have to do is be stressed out or worried or pissed off or concerned or anything, at least for the little bit of time that you grace us with your presence and allow us into your ambit of life and joy and happiness. That's what the goal is. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see how that works. Oh
Is the
Lord. So
goal.
anywho, if you don't know, my name is Kenny Ray. I am your truth fairy. I am that's a new thing that kind of struck me today for two reasons. Um One, because I've noticed that, in my opinion, a lot of sports talk and sports opinions and hot take gas baggery is what I like to call it. Do you know what I mean by that? You probably guess.
Yeah, I can put the context together, but if you can elaborate a little bit more.
If you ever want to do it to yourself, just watch an episode of First Date with Stephen A. Smith, or watch his like little his podcast or YouTube or whatever the case may be. You'll see the prime example of what I mean in the flesh. He's the master at it.
Okay.
And no disrespect to him. I mean, he and I don't see eye to eye very often, but he's a good example of this fanciful meathead assumptions that are completely divorced from what's in front of you, the truth of what your eyes are seeing, and just calling a spade when you see it.
Yeah.
Just making peace with what it is that's in front of you, and a lot of them don't do that. You'll hear me talk about that a lot more during this episode.
Okay.
But that's a new thing now that we're going to be doing. It's the difference between aspirational bro talk and just calling it how it is.
Yeah.
From my very humble,
Mhm.
although I'm not wrong a lot.
Let's let that be known.
Yes, I'm not wrong a lot. And when I am, I will admit it. That's growth.
That is growth. Because that's hard for a Leo, you know what I mean?
Bitch. Word. And so the lovely face that you are seeing, or voice that you're hearing, depending on the medium that you choose to consume this show, is my lovely local lesbian lover, Afton. She's not actually my lover for obvious
Yeah.
reasons. And technically, I don't even know if she's actually a lesbian because she may go both ways. But that's what the queer part is. Who cares? Like it's all good. Everybody's welcome.
Exactly. We try to
How you
make it.
doing? How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm waiting for Friday. Listen, it's been a long ass week. I'm ready for the weekend. So
I it's gonna be a good one too.
yeah.
But I hear you. I hear you on that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you'll touch on the things that are coming up this weekend because
Yeah,
it's very football heavy.
yeah. Huge college football. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Um. So, with that, just to we're gonna get started. We're gonna go through. We're gonna do Baby Daddies of the week, which is gonna be given to us by Afton. Then I'm just gonna give you the truth theory. Um, in the future, we're hoping that the listeners will grace us with questions. But we'll get that information out at the end of the show because it's changed a little bit. Um, we'll do a segment called Apps and Ask, because I actually kind of drug her into this. Um,
I was a willing participant. I
she
was
was a willing
I was
participant, yes.
I was more on the back end, but now I'm in front of the camera. So
Right. So there's no such thing as a stupid question. But she's not quite up on sports as I am, and that sounded pompous, but I guess if I'm putting myself out here for the world on a show, I might as well claim it. You know, being around gays, like I forget that, like I could just assume, like far too often, because that cliche joke that they do all the time, like ooh, sports ball or whatnot, blah, whatever. So I just like assume people don't know much about sports, but that's just like my little queer bubble a lot. But,
yeah,
anyhow,
I've got some questions. I got some questions for you, but I guess we can jump into the baby daddies.
yeah, let's go ahead and get into Baby Daddies. What you got for me?
Okay, Matt Kemp from the LA Dodgers. I mentioned this because they just won, the World Series. And what do you think about Matt Kemp? Do you know who he is?
I do know who he is. I know who he is. Do I have a strong opinion about him?
Yeah.
Not really. Only because, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, baseball has come and gone, so I've already like moved on.
You were like, until next
Now,
time. Bye, guys.
yeah. No. Well, like, I mean, okay. I didn't realize he was fine, no. Never mind.
Right.
Oh, how old is he?
He's probably young. He's
Yeah,
probably
he's
young.
27, so he's youngish.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Are we gonna do like a scale, or are you just gonna be like, oh, you know?
How you want to do it? It's up to you.
Well, I would give him an 8. I think he's very attractive. You know, he plays into the role of like an MLB young player. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he has model pictures out and stuff like that. So I was like, okay.
Let me find something. Look, I'm slipping. Like I didn't know.
Right. I mean, they have the hats on, and you can see them in their striped pants. But then, when they're outside of their uniforms,
He's racially ambiguous as well.
that is true. Especially last name Kemp. I have no clue.
Yeah. Anywho, okay, that's a good one.
Okay.
I
Okay.
dig it. I dig it.
All right. We're gonna go football now.
Okay.
You know Braxton Berrios
Now, who's
from
he
the
play for?
Miami Dolphins. I'll mix up all flavors here.
Hey, listen. Damn.
I had no clue. I was like, who is this Braxton? Listen.
Oh, good Lord. I'm going to his
Right?
Instagram. Oh my gosh. This is an Adonis. Like, wow.
Right. I was
Like
just like,
Matt Kemp was handsome, but this motherfucker is like.
oh my gosh. But
All
yeah, he's
right.
my Miami Dolphins. And then my last one
Mhm.
is a boxer named Tommy Fury. Are you
Oh, I know
familiar
who
with
that is.
him?
Is that the one with the pink hair?
I think so. That's not when I looked him up. That's not what he has pink hair now. But I know he has a brother, and don't mistake his brother for him because
Oh, okay. No, that's the one I'm thinking.
okay,
Oh, it's a shame. He gonna fuck that face up. What is going on with these eyes? Okay. All
not
right.
feeling that, not feeling that one.
Oh, I'm definitely feeling it. Girl,
Okay,
please.
it wasn't a damn like the other was.
Yeah, but cause the other one, he thirst like what's his name? Braxton Berrios. He thirst traps on Instagram. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like he's putting the goods out there. This is just him, just very good looking, handsome man in like suits and like designer clothes with some blonde bitch. Oh my
And
man.
he's English too. I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Okay, all right. Well, I want listeners, if y'all want to take a look and weigh in, I'm curious to hear your feedback. Braxton Berrios, and the off
Yeah.
chance that you ever hear this podcast, call me.
Ooh.
I can love you better than this bitch that you got off.
I get you flued out. Come on now.
First class.
All right.
Listen, I'm showing up. I'm showing up at the door, butt naked.
oh my god, trench coat ready. What's up? Mm-mm.
Oh, all right. Oh, you know it. Okay. That was fun.
yeah, I'm gonna have to keep them fresh coming next week. You know.
Oh, right. Well, let's move on to it's time for the truth fairy. And of course, truth because I'm about to tell the truth. Fairy because, well, I'm gay as shit. So,
Why
you know,
not? You know.
it's a queer show. So, I mean, if you
Exactly.
came on this show and didn't realize it, or turned the show and didn't realize it, then reading is fundamental.
It really is. what did I end up
Anywho.
on?
Okay, so first I'm going to talk about, and this should be no surprise to anybody that is in the sports world this week, but Dallas Cowboys, um, following their 27-21 loss to the Atlanta Falcons. I have some thoughts about them too, but I'll get to that later. Um, hear me and hear me now. Your season is over. It's time to do a fire sale. Yes, that includes Michael Parsons.
Ooh.
That's going to be a very unpopular opinion, but all it needs to go, Dak Prescott is not your answer. And as long as y'all are yoked by his contract, this is going to be what you're going to be. Also, Jerry Jones is crazy and lost the goddamn. But interesting thing. Glenn has talked a lot of shit to Cowboys fans over the years, and you obviously Stephen A. Smith is notorious for trolling them. But having seen them in person for the first time in my life, because Cowboys came to Atlanta this past weekend. They were
Right.
here at Mercedes-Benz Dome. I was there with my mother. We have 2 tickets and whatnot, and so I encountered the money spending Cowboy fan for the first time, and there were a lot of them. They showed up, and you would have swore that they were walking in as victorious heroes, and like they were coming to conquer Atlanta, and this and that. And they had doubt that they were going to win that game, and they were talking shit and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there looking, I was like, y'all know Dallas, y'all know your team's not very good this year. It's like, am I tripping? Like, is there something that I'm missing here? Because y'all beating on y'all chest a little bit too hard right now.
Right, you coming in too hot, I know.
Way too hot. Like
you
way
forgot
too
where you
hot.
are.
Right. And don't get it wrong. I'll explain more later, but I'm not the one to to put on for the Falcons. I'm very honest about what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, yeah, I mean, but even then I was like, okay, well, I felt good that they were going to win this game. So I was like, all right. So anywho, the game is over, and I had an interesting conversation with this young man who was adorned in Dallas from head to toe. Pretty sure,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
Cowboys draws. Um, honestly, I would not be surprised at all. And he looks at me because I'd had a few cocktails with Rosa, and was feeling good because they played well and they actually won the game, and so we had a good time. And he looks me in my face when we're on the train headed back, and he goes, "It's just because y'all are in a weak division."
My brand.
And I thought to myself, I was like, "Is he for real? This shit? Like, is he, like, is he for
Not only that, but on the MARTA train with a whole bunch of Falcons fans. Like, sir, he must think he is invincible.
He must think that and so here's what I deduced. He's suffering from the same mind virus that their owner Jerry Jones is. They seriously think that they have a chance to salvage this season. They really think that they are contenders. Y'all are a bad team. like, it all started with the free agency period.
Okay.
And they didn't do anything. They didn't go out and get Derrick Henry, which everybody was saying they should do. Instead, all they did was get older, more expensive, and worse. And now they put themselves in a position where they could possibly be yoked with three of the highest paid players at three different positions in the league on one team. And it's a salary cap league.
Right. Like,
Jerry Jones, have you lost your fucking mind? Like, it's just like, get off the camera, get away from the microphone. Please go hire a general manager and sit the fuck down. Like,
he sounds like he's getting delusional here. Like,
getting.
Oh my god!
At this point, he's getting like one flew past the cuckoo's nest. like he is like he's at. Can somebody put Grandpa to bed? God damn.
Exactly. Like, he ain't gonna come out after 9 o'clock at night. He needs to be in the bed.
God forbid. God forbid. Give him his gin and tonic at 7 o'clock. Have him out by 8.
Like, we can take care of the rest of this. You're
and
good.
then
You're
go
good.
take care of real football business. Like, it's like
I could not.
But no, because I mean, look, with CeeDee Lamb, he's looking for Justin Jefferson type, like highest paid wide receiver money, which frankly he likely deserves because he is pretty much our only source of offense. Michael Parsons is unhuman, and yeah, he's going to fetch a huge deal. Now, the question becomes, what are y'all going to do about that? Like, he's already, so today, or maybe it was yesterday, this week, Jerry Jones got fleeced again. So he made a trade for a wide receiver from Carolina by the name of Jonathan Hinch.
Mm-hmm.
And talented wide receiver. By no means is he a number one. They don't need a number one because they already have CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
But they gave up a 4th round draft pick for him. And that's a big fucking deal because it's in today's modern NFL with the draft. It's not hard to find talented wide receivers.
Right.
They got them up and down every single round. By reference, you see how good teams, good, well-run teams, smart front offices, smart coaches, how they operate. DeAndre Hopkins, who is with the Chiefs, they traded for him for a 5th-round pick. DeAndre Hopkins is killing it. Like, like he came in, he's like contributing big time. He makes the Chiefs look even scarier than they already did. 5th-round draft pick.
Right.
like,
Right.
I just do not understand. So I used to let Glenn indulge in this, but I gotta tell you, I understand now. Don't say shit to me about the fucking Dallas Cowboys unless you want to get dragged.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get dragged. You can catch this flame if you want to. Don't say shit to me about that damn team. Like,
Yeah.
unless you are being honest about what it is that you really are. You're a sideshow. You're a lovable one. Like, I would go and do the little tour at the stadium and go through your facilities and sit there and fishbowl watch y'all and whatnot, like y'all do. And cool. Like,
Yep.
you can have like, I like a little reality show with little cheerleaders, which I did watch it, and it was good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of that, but I did. I binge watched the
Yeah.
entire season.
Yeah, I did one
I did
season
watch
too.
it. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I did. But that's the Cowboys. That's who they are.
Right.
So hey, more power to them. So here's to you. Good luck. Better luck next year. I very much doubt it because you still got to pay all these people, and you still got to figure out what you're going to do with that Prescott's contract, or what you're going to do with him. Period. And if you want my advice, is start fire sale, and that includes Michael Parsons. And I do not agree with a lot of the sports talk I heard on ESPN. Like, how could you get rid of him? He's a guy, and blah blah blah, and all that stuff. Yeah, great, but for what?
Yeah.
They're not going to contend. So ruin that young man's career. Like, I mean, And if he really just wants to be a Dallas Cowboy that bad, then we'll see what type of money that he demands, and we'll go from there. But other than that, 2025.
My Cowboys, exactly.
And they got the Eagles this weekend, so they about to get money.
Cowboys and Eagles.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Assuming Nick Sirianni doesn't fuck it up. Which leads me very well into my next treat theory. Good ownership around the NFL is recognizing that there is a huge shift in what I would call a coaching epidemic. It's time for us to just make peace with the fact that you're not going to be successful, or it's going to be exceedingly more difficult for you to be successful if you go with a defensive-minded, a defensive coach, a head coach with a defensive background. There will be no more Bill Belichick in the modern NFL. This may change at some point, but for right now, this is what it is. Defensive head coaches are getting outclassed, outgunned, outmanned, and it's at this point started to become really weird. Not weird, just I don't know why it's not obvious. Like it's pretty obvious to me.
Do you think there's a reason why this is happening? Like why they're
what now?
Why they're not like defensive coaches? You know what I mean? Like so like if you're gonna be a head coach, then you need to be, I guess, well rounded in both offensive and defensive coaching styles, right?
Yeah.
But why are more of them showing up without, I guess, being both?
It's not so much more of them showing up. What it is owners, NFL franchise owners are still hiring head coaches, that defensive head coaches, and head coaches that come with a defensive background. When in reality, the rule changes, the way that that players come up through high school to college to the NFL, all that has changed. It's just not the same thing. And so with the proliferation of quarterback play and how that's turned into a whole different thing, like these days, by the time an NFL prospect makes it to college, he's been playing quarterback through Pee Wee. He's had 3-on-3s. He had the 7-on-7s. They got the mini camps. They've got the flag. They got the shit. Like it's turned into a whole industry just to develop these kids. So by the time they get there, they know how to play.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't the case back in the day. And so it's just a different way that the game is played now. And so the days of, like, for example, Bill Belichick was a defensive minded coach. There won't be another Bill Belichick anytime soon. I can't say forever because these things tend to ebb and flow when they change and the league evolves. But for right now,
nothing.
that's the reason why. That's the reason why nobody's checking for Bill Belichick, because he's a fossil. Like he's yeah.
I didn't know he was still alive, but I did not know. I was like, dang. I'm thinking about Madden, but Bill. Gotcha.
Not you killing Bill Belichick. Oh no, he's definitely still alive. I don't know about when, but he's alive. Now, whether his heart is alive, I don't know. Like, he's always been a dark soul. Although they keep trying to convince me that he's like a fun, lighthearted, funny person when he's not like in front of cameras and shit. I just find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, so that's what keeps happening, is that the owners keep getting, I don't know, fooled into hiring these defensive-minded coaches in an era that has passed by. With the one exception that may fly in the face of this opinion is Mike Tomlinson with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's only because he's been at the job for so long. He enjoys stability, and he's shown the ability to at least evolve. I think that's a lesson that he learned when they refused to move off of Ben Roethlisberger and that crippled team for a long time, when they should have been looking for his heir apparent. But on the other side, you get, as I was alluding to, the Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Sirianni, who is a odd, weird person. And that's like, if you recall last time me and Glenn recorded, Glenn started going down the rabbit hole of talking about he's attractive. I was like, we're not doing that.
You're like, I don't see it, don't want to.
I'm not doing that with you tonight. I'm not. So Nick Sirianni, like, the Eagles won. And they're the only team I've seen pull this off. Well, no, the Falcons are pretty good too, but either way, one. They beat the Jaguars this past weekend, 28-23. But it's weird. They won the game, but you don't feel good about it, because they won in spite of Nick Sirianni's horrible decision making, and he makes really questionable, reckless in-game decision, and still confused as to why he has his hands on the offense at all. But it's clear that they're winning in spite of him, and the catch-22 is that team is so talented, and so they're going to continue to win. So it makes it harder to substantiate firing him. I would do it anyway. I would go ahead and write that check. I'm sure that to the owners, it's a drop in the bucket. I think, I don't know for sure. And just keep it moving. But they're going to continue to win games, and they will be perceived as a playoff contender. But what happens when they get into the playoffs and they play in a game where where they don't have that leeway to make gross mistakes, which or they can overcome Nick Sirianni's reckless tendency. Because if they do that bullshit against the Detroit Lions, like they're gonna get embarrassed.
Yeah.
But this is what they stuck with. Um, my next example,
Uh-oh.
Chicago Bears, Matt
Uh,
Matt Eberflus, which I always hear his last name like Eberflus.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. I wonder what
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Eberflus. It sounds like I don't know what it sounds like some kind of like name of a Norwegian disease.
That's what I'm saying. Like he went over there and came back with Everflip.
Yeah, you got the Eberflus. Touch me.
Too funny. So the
No,
Bears.
yeah, the Bears got their asses handed to them this weekend. You know. But what's most important though is that there was, and I was a part of the hype. I'm not going to lie, that there was excitement around the Chicago Bears because they had all these perceived, weapons on the offense, and they've got this hot stud new quarterback that they drafted, Caleb Williams, and finally, things are looking up, and they're exciting and whatnot. But they didn't do shit to address the offensive line. Or if they did, it was very half-assed. And their offense, it's bizarre. And Caleb Williams is regressing, and I can't blame him because I think he has the talent. But I don't know that with the defensive minded head coach that clearly does not appear to be very adroit at offense and offensive schemes. The poor young man, and he's always running for his life. God, it's like I feel bad for his mama watching them games because I know she
Right.
have always running for his life, and it's just I don't know. I hope they don't ruin that young man.
Yeah.
But he's he is. Do they play? I think they play the Panthers this weekend. There's a lot of talk and speculation. If they lose to the Panthers this weekend, he may get fired.
Caleb will?
No, Caleb ain't going nowhere. No.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Caleb is their future. So the best thing
Exactly.
so they're just trying not to break him before that's what they're trying not to do. And Matt Eberflus will. So Matt Eberflus, their head coach, is that's what a lot of people. Well, there's been a lot of talk about it, like whether or not he'll get fired if they lose to the Panthers. There is some precedent because the Saints, was it last week or the week before, lost to the Panthers and they fired their coach.
Really? Yeah. Like y'all gonna lose this.
Yeah, gotta make you feel good if you're a Panthers fan, right?
Right. Oh my gosh. Nobody job ain't safe.
Okay. It's like shit. That's probably why they lose. They get nervous as hell. Oh shit, we played the Panthers. God damn it.
Let me go ahead and pack in my office.
Like, okay, I'm sure they history and they're threatening the players, like, don't fuck with me. Oh goodness. Let me see. I just want to confirm because I'm pretty sure this weekend for sure that they play the Panthers. But yeah, for sure. They lost to the Panthers. The Saints lost to the Panthers. They sure enough fired their coach. And it's after they came out to that really hot start too. So I was a little surprised by that. But no, I'm wrong. So they played the Patriots. I got it mixed up. Not the Panthers, the Patriots. Which I don't think is quite as bad. The Patriots seem to at least have hope at quarterback with Drake May, but we'll see. Anyhow, next example. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Uh-oh. What'd they do?
Oh, shut up.
It's the head shake. If you're listening
because
to this,
I want to have hope because it's a black coach. His name is Todd Bowles, and it's just I actually caught the tail end of this game, and okay, let's just so you played your ass off. Your quarterback has played your ass off. You have the defending champions on the ropes. Just tied the game up. 24-24. Right? Like, so you've got Patrick Mahomes, 3-time NFL champion. Like, you know his prolific offensive production. You know how he just tends to be magic in these big moments. You've got DeAndre Hopkins, who's torched you already in this game. You know, Travis Kelce. Like, nobody has stopped this team.
Yeah.
That's why people are talking about them possibly repeating. Like, so
I mean,
24-24. Final seconds of the game. All you have to do is go for a 2-point conversion instead of kick the field goal. 2 yards.
mhm.
And you take down the defending champions. And Betty, blah, blah. All you have to do is get 2 yards.
Right.
He kicks the field goal. Kicks the extra point and plays for overtime. Why? I don't know. Some
Right.
speculate because he wanted to trust his defense. That is exhibit number 1. Why you don't fuck with defensive coaches, because what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody has stopped the Chiefs. And all of a sudden, you're going to do it?
Yeah.
Like, now you're going to chance purposely giving the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. That was your choice. So, as you can imagine, everybody watching that game that knows football knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, everybody knew. Everybody knew. Everybody knew exactly what was going to happen. The second he did that, I was like, well, they're going to lose.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
why would you even risk it doing all that? Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, it's not even like I would compete, even if you went for the 2-point conversion and you didn't get it. I believe the lion's share of people would be like, yeah, I get it. You had to.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 yards, and you can end it, and you can win that game, or you chance giving the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. Go for 2.
Yeah. You caught the tail end of this. That's I caught the tail end of it.
Now, if you really want to get a good chuckle, so, and you could probably find this on YouTube or something like that. But so, how the NFL, postseason, or overtime works during the regular season is they flip a coin, and the team that wins can decide whether or not they want to kick or receive the ball. Everybody will choose to receive the ball because if you receive and you go down and score a touchdown, you win the game. Over, said and done.
Right.
If you kick a field goal, then the other team gets the ball and they get a chance to go score. So, flip the coin, blah, 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 blah. Kansas City, you've won the toss. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on national TV, is sitting there and shows you the exact expression that everybody else who was a Tampa Bay fan had. Like, like, he knew we're about to lose this game.
Yep.
He knew it. He rolled his eyes so hard, literally it was just like
dramatics.
Oh, dramatics. On national TV. In front of everybody, and I do not blame him.
Yeah. Yeah. There's probably like a rolling.
I would walk by the head coach me mugging like a mug. Like, you know what
probably
you did.
Definitely a meme about his reaction.
I'm sure. In fact, I'm gonna look for that. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Had it been me, there'd definitely be a meme. It'd just be all kinds of like blurred mouth and just beep, 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 and me cursing, carrying on. I've been so pissed. I've been so pissed.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
But these are examples of like what I'm seeing happen around the league with these defensive-minded head coaches.
Yeah.
Which brings me to
here we go. Here we go.
The true fairy is about to unleash. I am sick and tired. And Colin Cowherd on Fox Sports, this is going to you. Dan Orlovsky on ESPN, Get Up, excuse me. This is definitely going to you. What the fuck are y'all looking at and smoking, trying to convince me that the Falcons are a team to watch in the playoffs? What are you seeing that I am not seeing? I do understand that y'all don't watch the games because you can't. Like, you must look at box scores, you must look at highlights, but you're not looking at the same shit that I'm looking at. Because I bought the tickets and I'm sitting up in the stadium and I'm like, okay, yeah, great. Like, admittedly, we'll win the division. We'll go to the playoffs. They could even win 12 games, to be honest with you. But I mean, that kind of happens when you play Carolina Panthers twice, you play Tampa Bay twice, and you play the Saints twice. Which right now they haven't lost to either of those teams, so that's 8 wins right there. So anywho, well, it could be possible either way. Anywho, Raheem Morris, very inspirational speaker. You know, seems to definitely have the team seems to like him or whatever. But God, I truly question his decision making. Because why are we still running everything out of pistol formation with fucking Kirk Cousins? I am sick and tired of y'all making excuses for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins sucks. I don't care if he may give you a flash here and there when he has a clean pocket and he's not under any pressure. He's supposed to. That's what his goddamn job is. Right. But Atlanta is a finesse team. Our defense can't stop a nosebleed. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say that they can't stop a nosebleed because they can't get they can't get any kind of consistent pass rush on anybody. So what happens in the playoffs when you actually play, the more elite quarterbacks and you can't make them uncomfortable and you can't get any pressure on them? They're gonna slice and dice us. I'll give you an example. How Seattle came in there and stomped our asses. Seattle came in here like that was one of the worst games, and I mean worst game I had ever had to sit through in that stadium.
Did you even stay the whole time? You're probably like, fuck this.
I'm pretty sure I stayed until Kirk Cousins threw that last interception. But yeah, long story short, I literally stomped off and Kenny had to run to catch me. No, Eric did because Eric's with me there. Yeah. No, but yeah, Geno Smith, who is like he's a journeyman. He is a very good backup quarterback. He destroyed us in that game. And they ran the ball all over them. It was just bad. But anywho, the point is, Kirk Cousins, yes, he can deliver an NFL throw, or whatever the fuck that means, in the clean pocket when he's not under duress.
Right.
He's not going to make any kind of magic or extend the play in any kind of way. The whole thing falls apart if you make him move off his spot, and I mean in the least bit. He folds like a house of cards. He tears like parchment paper wet.
Parchment paper.
He is soft as like, I don't know. Like, I can't stand his ass. But anybody that is watching tape now has figured out. All you have to do is get the Falcons in third and long position when it's an obvious pass position, tee off, pin your ears back, and throw everything you got at a rush at Kirk Cousins. You will get there. He will fumble. He would throw an interception. He will make a mistake.
It's inevitable. Like it's inevitable. Basically,
it's inevitable. Like that's it. So yeah. So great. Who can't be a good quarterback because the Falcons have a good offensive line. They do.
Yeah.
And they finally have started like really leaning on the run, which I think is the only thing that's going to keep them at least competitive. But stop giving me all this bullshit about them being like a sleeper team or this and that or a team to watch out for. And Dan honestly, I don't know what kind of pictures that Kirk Cousins has about him. I know that you don't like to criticize other quarterbacks, but girl, let it go.
Yeah. I got time for all that. Like, come on now.
No, not at all. I ain't got time for you to be lying to me. Like I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Don't even try it. Like no, not at all. So, I'm just waiting for like to see what Michael Penix has because I'm over it. Like it's been fun. And as I said, like, they will continue to win games. But let's just keep you're not gonna have me out here looking like these goddamn Cowboys fans, looking all delusional and whatnot. People side eyeing me like, "What you talking about?" Like,
right.
you're not gonna have me out here like that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, hell no. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, you're just being realistic. You know what I mean?
Goddamn right. Truth, theory. Get into it. Get into it.
That truth does.
Yeah, sprinkling truth all over this bitch.
Saison, season it up.
That's it. Yeah. That's what that's sprinkling truth, bitches. Here we go.
Listen, you gotta go out there with. Too funny.
Oh gosh. All right. So anyway, moving on. Let's talk about what you looking forward to this weekend.
Well, rest is one, to be honest. It's been a stressful week. I was like, I need a mental health day, like seriously. But no, not too much planned this week. So yeah, I'll probably catch a couple games, probably go out to a brunch or something. Something quick and light,
All right.
What about yourself?
Sounds good. That sounds good. Actually, well, a good time to say right now. So, first thing, I won a home tailgate sweepstakes from Publix.
What?
So they are going to be coming to my house and they're setting up like this home tailgate experience for the Falcons versus the Saints this week.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
super random. Cool. Like,
yeah, random. Random. Like random. I was just sitting there. I just got the email. I was like, oh, I don't remember signing up for that. Cool. Okay. So yeah, so the Publix is catering, so they're bringing a bunch of food and whatnot. So if you're, if you want to come over on Sunday, you're more than welcome.
All right, cool. Yeah. And then they're bringing everything. That's listen.
Yeah,
come on, Publix.
They said you don't have to. They said you don't have to prepare anything. We'll show up. They said they're gonna get here about 9:30. But the game's not till 1, so everybody's probably not getting here around noon.
Okay, that's super
Brady
cool.
the Falcons are supposed to be here apparently. Go figure. I might say I might have some words to say. I'm like, you know what, Brady, take that off. Let's talk. What's going on? Anywho, okay. Other than that, probably go to brunch on Saturday, and then get ready for what is going to be one hell of a day of college. So first, Ole Miss versus Georgia, and also for any of our listeners, no, I did not forget. I can only fit so much into an episode because we're just coming back, but I will get into the college football playoff rankings, and we will talk very much extensively about it. I'm tired of the woke.
Not the woke.
I'm tired of the woke college football committee, playoff committee. Yes, I'll explain to you what I mean. It's not for the reason that you think it is, but yeah, I'm tired of that shit. Anywho, Ole Miss versus Georgia.
Right.
That's the 3:30 game. It's in Oxford, Mississippi. Is it time for Ole Miss to make a statement? They've been feeling like they're the neglected redheaded stepchild of the SEC West. And to a certain extent, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And Lane Kiffin has really gotten some momentum and built up quite a program there. So it's now or never. Like, now is their chance. They asked for it. They finally got an afternoon game at home on national TV, and it's against the University of Georgia. So, you know,
It's a big one.
put up or
Listen.
shut up.
Yeah.
It certainly has all the makings of a trap game for Georgia because they're coming off two very emotional, well, pretty emotional wins. I know Texas, they beat Texas 2 weeks ago. That was a very big game. And then they went just last week and played Florida and Jacksonville for their Saturday rival. So they've been on the go. So it's 3 back-to-back road games, 3 back-to-back testing road games. So it's there. The opportunity is there. We'll see what happens. So I'll definitely be tuning into that one. And then here it comes. For those watching, as you can see what it says. It says Alabama Crimson Tide. So it's late game, 7:20. Alabama versus LSU. This is effectively a playoff game. Everything's at stake here for both teams. Both of them have 2 losses. Both of them are on the bubble or possibly staying in the top 12 and making it to the college football playoff. I truly believe whoever loses this game is probably out.
Really?
Yeah. So it makes it a must win for both of them. So both of them are going to show up ready. It's already an intense rivalry. It's usually a slugfest when these teams get together anyway.
Right.
So that one is going to be good. I just hope I can stay sober long enough to really get into it.
It's like you can always catch the highlights. You know what I mean?
I'm good for waking up and catching the college football final.
Too funny.
I'm good for that. I am good. And but yeah, it's gonna be a tough one because it is in Baton Rouge and
Oof.
this is what time? How much time are we on? Oh, I see it right there. Never mind. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Perfect. We're doing good. We can start off really good. We're coming in right around an hour. Okay. Anyway, it's in Baton Rouge as well, and if you've ever experienced Afton, I strongly suggest it. If you have the chance to. Night football games in Baton Rouge. One thing I will never take away from LSU fans, they know how to party. They have a good ass time.
Oh,
I
know.
when I tell you, I was down there and I was like, you know what? I see you. I get it.
Lit.
I had lit.
Yeah.
I had a blast. I had so much fun. It's a really hard atmosphere to play in, but I ain't gotta play. So
no, I've been down there and seen the remnants of a game. Like, I had an ex that's from Baton Rouge. So I was in Baton Rouge pretty often, but yeah, just the remnants of after a game has been played there. Don't even recognize downtown. It's crazy.
Brand liquor bottles
and fireballs everywhere, fireball bottles everywhere.
Oh goodness. Well, I think that's going to bring us to the end of a fabulous episode of Sports Talk with a queer twist. And I'm actually very happy and elated to be back with you all. For those of you all who are returning from Who Dat Rises Up, welcome. I love you. I'm glad that you came back. I hope that you stay. I hope that you like and subscribe and tell your friends about it and come join our little gay queer whatever you like, whatever you
Fairy
are,
dust,
great.
truth fairy dust.
And just be joyous. Uh, be joyous in the love of sports. Because one of the few pure things that we have left. And so let's embrace it and love it. Um, uh, as I said before, I really want to welcome listener questions, so please send them. You can send them to our email, which is what, Afton?
Sports talk with a queer twist at Gmail.
That's
And
all
then
together.
also, yeah, all together.
Is it
And then
sports?
sports with the S. Sports
Okay,
talk
sports
with.
talk with a queer twist at gmail.com. Shoot us the email. Hey, if you just want to say hello. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kenny, there's also a feature now under Spotify. You can leave comments, so we can check that under Spotify as
Oh,
well.
cool. Okay. Well, then, yeah. If you want to leave us a
Yeah.
comment on the Spotify, don't hate. But, um,
No trolling.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't care if you troll. To be honest with you, I don't get into e-thuggery. So you'll never see me go back and forth with a troll ever. But I'll accept your love.
There we go.
Or and I'll give it back to you. Because we're gonna be about positivity. Well,
Mm.
the true fairy may sprinkle some shade, but
That part.
but we'll follow up with the Instagram. But for now, you can still hit us up at who_dad rises up on Instagram. That will be changing soon. Yeah, in big in on the Spotify and all that. It's changed on there.
Yep.
Great, awesome. Let's do this.
Mhm.
Let's do this. Oh, don't forget, if you like to see, our beautiful faces, we're on YouTube. This is fun. I wore like my tech T-shirt for you.
Too funny.
I
I could
worked out
die.
today, so I'm feeling good.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll see it. So, I still will sign off with every episode, just reminding you all, especially now because we need it. Sports is for everyone, including you. Good night.
Good night.